Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. I think everything's set up. Wait for it to show up on screen. Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful creatures of the internet. I'm Mango Jones. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's actually been like a long week. I'm not even gonna lie. So while we wait for people to get in here and vote on the poll, because there's a poll, so vote on the poll. So we know what we're starting with, because poll. As always, in the description, there is the LinkTree of Things. There is the Mango's Master List of U.S. resources, which include everything from LGBTQIA plus resources to reproductive health resources to domestic violence resources. Whatever you need, it's there. Go click it. Check it out. You will also find links to Petty Fam members, the stream Pervs, who I am on a bigger StreamYard with, but I do not have access to that at the moment as I'm on the little laptop that could. Whew. Okay, so pinned at the top is a PayPal pool. I have not wanted to do this. I have not wanted to go into detail. I have not wanted to really explain what's been going on in my life because it's typically it's not people's business. I usually handle shit on my own, but I can't. I need help. So that's there. If you donate to the Streamlab, if you donate to the Cash App, it still counts towards that pool. No matter what, once that goal is hit, everything shuts down. No questions asked. And whatever's left over will be given towards Ms. Parker. So, if y'all can help, please do. I gave it such a short time limit because I'm streaming tonight. I will stream tomorrow night as well. But I just need to be able to survive until like Tuesday, Wednesday. That's it. That's all. Any details, like just DM me. I can give more. So, of course, terrible timing. Small human is not happy right now. So, let me say hi to people that are starting to come in. Hooves. I had a rock named Steve. He was on drugs, though. Always stoned. Thank you. I love it. Hey, Scripts Crasher. Yeah. Pete, how's it going? Hailing Satan and eating babies. Yeah, that is a typical Thursday. It's usually how I like my Thursdays to be. Hey, Sydney. Oh, I like that. Sydney. J Gamer. Spherical man. Hang on just one second, you guys. Keep voting in the poll. Vote in the poll. Poll's important. Do the poll. Do the thing. Let's see. Throw on. Let's put on some dance pop real quick while I handle something. Vote in the poll. File in. Do the thing. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of catchy. Yeah. Hello. How's it going, Tony? Hey, you guys. This is catchy as shit. I don't know why I hadn't done this before. E. Everyone vote in the poll so we know where to start. It's looking like we're starting at body cam footage. E. You give everyone like an extra minute because I know that there's a delay. Dancing. Okay, so I don't expect to reach the goal even by the end of the thing. The goal is set at 500 just so I know that all of my bases are covered. I don't reasonably expect to meet that, and that's fine. But just looking at everything, I was going based off of what seemed the most logical and what would make sure that, like, I wouldn't have to ask ever again. But I also put this unreasonable expectation that if somehow we were to meet the goal tonight, I'd eat 2 jalapenos or habaneros that have been pickling for the last year. They're gonna kill me. That offer does not stand tomorrow. Hey, Mr. Fear. Mr. Fear, did you vote in the poll? Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Alright, so we're about to close out the poll. And we are starting with body cam footage. Now, okay, let me quit with the music. Enough. Stop. Okay, so we're gonna start with body cam footage, of course. Now, we'll go into Ashton Kutcher second, just because we're going to go to, one terrible situation to another really terrible situation. And then we'll end on the educational videos, because that is just... Thanks, Pete. Oh, Sydney. Sydney, I could cry. Okay. So Sydney's the best. Everyone give Sydney all of the love. Everyone put hearts in the chat for Sydney. Okay, so body cam footage. Let me pull this up. So here's the situation. The body cam footage that we are going to watch. It's very specific. So I'm sure a lot of you know that there was a teacher that was arrested on the first day of school for being drunk at school, right? And unfortunately, that has happened again. Cops were called because a teacher was drunk at school. So let me pull it up and let's get into it.
Jennifer Davis.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer, how you doing?
You too.
So we talked to Miss Davis a little bit about some reports that we received as late as this morning. And so she understands, and she said she'd be willing to.
I was muted, but thank you, Skids Crasher. You're also amazing.
Meet with you and talk to you.
Okay.
But we want to give you all some privacy too. So is this a suitable?
Yeah, this is fine.
place? Okay.
Yep.
We'll just step out here.
How you doing from there?
I'm good. How are you?
Almost the end of the week. So what's going on today?
They said they had reports where I was drinking at school, which has never happened.
When was the last time you had anything?
Last night,
About what time did you quit drinking?
probably about 10:30.
10:30. How much did you drink?
Just a glass of wine, nothing major.
All right.
Okay, so that's actually like really important. She says that the last time that she drank was last night, the night before, and it was a glass of wine. Keep in mind, this is 8:45 in the morning. It's 8:45 in the fucking morning.
Well, would you be willing to submit to some tests?
Yeah.
To make sure everything's okay? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to check you for HDM. Okay, this is what we call standardized field sobriety tests.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's 3 of them. I'm going to pretty much focus on the first one, which is horizontal gaze nystagmus. I'm going to have you take your glasses off, and I'm going to have you, we'll stand up when we do this. So I'm going to have you track my
I am
finger.
so blind without them, I can't hardly
Can you see something like my finger about 6 inches from your face? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's try that. Go ahead and stand up for me real quick if you would.
We're doing
toe to toe, arms straight down from the side.
we're doing field sobriety tests in an elementary school at 8:45 in the morning.
You say you wear glasses.
Yes.
Any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Growing up or anything like
No.
that? Okay. 'Cause sometimes that can affect what I'm
No,
doing.
I can't see without my glass. That's all I was saying.
Okay. All right. Can you see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to follow this right with your eyes and your eyes only. Don't move.
Okay, not gonna lie. One of my biggest pet peeves with police body cams is that typically their radio sits really, really close to the body cam. So every time it like vibrates, you can hear it, and it's loud.
Your head. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just track on that.
That bitch is wobbly. Watch her.
Try to keep your head as straight as you can. Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
you're
nervous, so
I get it.
Oh my god.
Keep your head straight. Just put your eyes open.
Spherical man, I am also wearing headphones. yeah, it is. But look at that wobbly bitch. Look at her wobble. Not the cool kind of wobble, like the song, like the drunk wobble. Oh my god. Big buzz right in my ear.
Okay, just follow right here.
Her head is shaking. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see how intense that head shake was? She's drunk. Like she's drunk.
Okay, we're gonna go way up this time. Okay, just follow right here.
She was trying to keep her head straight and it was wobbling so hard. Oh my god.
Okay.
Who let her drive? Why was she allowed to drive?
All right, this is what we call our portable breathalyzer machine. Okay.
yes.
You don't have to take the test. Okay. But this will show the presence of alcohol if there's any on board. Okay. But this again would be your opportunity if teachers here or administrators feel that they smell alcohol on you. This would be your opportunity to prove this.
Sure.
Okay. You willing to take that test?
Okay, so she's about to take the breathalyzer, right? If you had drinks the night before and you blow at 8:45 in the morning, like you quit drinking at 10:30 at night and you blow at 8:45 in the morning, first of all, logistically speaking, that would be impossible unless you drink like 4, 5, 6 times over the legal limit. Like basically gave yourself alcohol poisoning. But yeah. Oh yeah. I'm hoping that was just water. But who knows?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been
You've been what?
I haven't had anything today.
Okay,
That's what
and if that's the case, or if there's nothing on board,
No
sometimes
alcohol
what can
today.
happen,
She has had
if people have
0.
had a really good one on the
Allegedly.
night before, it can carry over into the next day.
So what do I do?
As far as what?
You said it can carry into today.
It can. Sure can.
That's a really suspicious question. You said it can carry over into today? Miss Ma'am, you said you quit drinking at 10:30 at night and had 1 glass of wine. That shouldn't carry over into today. Oh, she's about to blow, Wilson. She's about to blow. Keep in mind, it's 8:45 in the morning. She claims that she quit drinking last night at 10:30 p.m. and had 1 glass of wine.
I mean, if people get on like a week-long bender, or if they really tie a good one on the night before, you know, the alcohol could still be on board. But I can't give you any legal advice to take it or not to take it. I can do is offer it to you, and it's your right to refuse it. But again, I'll say this is, if you're saying you're not under the influence of alcohol, this is your opportunity to prove to your employer
Yeah,
that you're
no.
not.
I mean, no, today I haven't had anything. But like I admitted to you last night, yes.
But if you had 1 glass of wine last night and you didn't have anything else after that, 1 glass of wine.
She is nodding a lot.
No, I mean, I went to sleep.
Okay. All right, so you want to take this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the buzz.
I haven't used one.
I would just like to know who is said, like.
Well, ma'am, that I don't know. I was just called by the
I know,
administrators.
but I just.
Okay, what's going to happen is when this thing tells me it's time to blow, I'm going to have you reach over with your mouth and blow into that as hard as you can until I tell you to stop. Big deep breath, blow. Hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Good.
And there we have it, a 0.66 at 8:45 a.m. on a school day. At school. At school. Oh my God. Like, if she were to drive a commercial vehicle, she would be considered over the limit because the limit on that is 0.04, while like for regular cars and stuff, it's 0.08. If she drank before she came to school, then there's possibility that, like, she sobered up a little before all this happened. But why was she allowed to drive? Like, who let her drive? Who let her out of her house to drive? Don't do that.
I don't even know what that
0.06.
is. That.
You are just under the legal limit. So if you were to be out driving right now, you would.
At first, I thought it was 0.660, and I wondered how she was still conscious. Yeah, that'd be a great question. It'd be a really great question. Also, really impressive.
Be charged with DWI, driving while intoxicated.
Under the legal limit?
Just under it. The legal limit is 0.08, which is DUI. From a 0.06 to an 0.07, you can be charged with DWI.
I haven't had anything to drink today.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let Mr. Let me ask you this. Is there anybody that can come and pick you up here at the school?
Yes.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't.
Hold on just a minute.
Someone's going to have to pick you up. They're not going to let you drive. You're drunk.
Hey, Major.
can have somebody come pick me up.
Okay. See, let him talk to.
But I'm under the legal limit, right?
So under the legal limit just means that you're under the legal limit. It shows that there's alcohol in your system, so you are still technically intoxicated. You're just under the legal limit of 0.08.
Woman, that alcohol is on your breath. Wilson, this is 8:45 in the morning at an elementary school. Yeah.
Like if you were to be out driving right now and you got pulled over and you did SFSTs like you just did and did a breathalyzer, you could still be charged for DWI. Not DUI, but DWI. Okay? Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have somebody that can come pick me up.
That is going to be, we need to see what Mr. Kinsey wants to do. And then Major 7. You can space those out.
Oh, Sydney, she does the smart thing. She resigns before they can fire her.
I've had stuff here. I've never.
No. And like
ever. And I know it's a small town.
Yeah, like Major Mallinson was saying that we're not privy to that information. We just get a call and come do it. You know what I mean?
I did show welfare for years.
Say that one more time.
I did show welfare for years. I get it.
Yeah.
But just for somebody to be like so vicious to say like, I just don't get it.
That's the right thing to do, but it's also the thing that will draw scrutiny and criticism from everybody in the community.
Because she's allowed to go home with someone else and not be arrested.
I think the thing we'll have to do there, just to speak the school language here for a second with you, is just she's not going to come back.
Right.
She's going to give me a letter if we're going to do it that way. So I'm willing to go that way, or if she's not willing to give me a letter of resignation.
And that's something you'll work out between with her. But from a legal standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and make the arrest. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
So you're going to arrest her and take her from here.
Again, there's two ways now. You can view an arrest as she.
Fun fact, have not touched alcohol if I have to drive in 9 years. Good job, Wilson. Shit. Like, yeah. If I know that I have to go somewhere or do something, then I definitely don't plan on drinking. If I know that I absolutely have to take my ADHD meds that day because I have a way too much going on, I need to be able to actually think, then I won't drink. Because I don't like mixing anything with my ADHD meds. That's just stupid, irresponsible. Yeah. I haven't had a drink in a bit, though. I haven't been able to afford it. And my ID expired. But it's okay.
Goes to jail, or I could cite and release on her own recognizance, provided she's got somebody that's sober that can come and take possession of her.
And so you're going to give her that option.
Well, no. The decision I'm going to make before I walk back in that room.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
And for us, it's it's nothing. Our job is not to judge. It's just our job is to do our job.
No,
So.
I trust me.
But my job is to judge. Hi, I'm Mango Jones. Don't be fucking stupid. Don't drink before you go into work at a school in a small town. Fucking, how dumb are you, lady? Bad gas travels fast in a small town.
I was CPS.
Yeah.
I know.
You were CPS. You know. Ma'am.
I used to tell my clients, I'm not here to judge you the way your house looks or anything, but here's
Right.
the reason I'm here.
As former CPS, would you trust the parent that allows their kid to be taught by someone that's actively drunk in the classroom? Would you want drunk teachers in charge of the kids that you are supposed to protect as CPS? I'm thinking no would be the answer, but like, I don't think you were a very good CPS employee, were you?
I took some people to court yesterday that I had arrested, and he said, "Man, I really do appreciate you still treating me like a human being."
Yeah, and,
So,
no, and that means a lot.
yeah.
What did you say your name was?
Jennifer Davis.
Do you have your ID with you?
And
It's in your purse?
yeah,
I'm gonna need to see that.
You email Vaughn. You email Vaughn post haste. Oh my god, Fit. I need all of this sage. No, you guys don't understand. The universe is out to kill me. I'll show y'all in just a second. Hold on.
okay.
I'll go get
She'll
it.
go
Where's
get
your purse at?
It's in my room in my cabinet.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would need? That I can give you one?
Just my purse and my key, whatever I need.
Okay, it's all in your purse.
My keys are beside my purse.
Jennifer, what's your phone number?
Of course, edit out the phone number. We don't need that.
Reads lower. This came up a 0.066.
I have not had any, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had anything today.
Okay. Well, again, and I don't know your drinking habits. Okay, I kind of explained that to you
Yes.
before I put you on the machine. Okay,
Yes.
if somebody drinks a lot, and if they run with a normal VAC of say about a 0.06 or 0.08, that's what feels normal to them. Okay. When they start to get below that, that's when the onset of withdrawals kick in. You start getting the shakes and not feeling so good. Then you drink a little more to get feeling normal again.
Sure.
That VAC will still be up here. Okay, from a legal standpoint, you're still intoxicated. I'm comfortable enough to let you know if you were to be put on the actual intoxilizer that you'd be up around a 0.12, 0.13 area. Okay. When I checked your eyes for horizontal gaze nystagmus, you had every clue. You had the onset of you had the lack of equal pursuit. You had the onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees, and you had this.
Wilson, we're about to fight. That meat is not going to taste like me. That meat's going to be something fucking else. Also, I know you're saying bitch lovingly, Fit, and I accept. Because, yeah, I really do. Like, what the fuck is going on in my life?
Nystagmus at max deviation. Okay. If I had pulled you over, I'm going to be honest with you, you'd have been arrested for driving under the influence.
Okay. That's what he was explaining.
Yep. Okay.
Can I have somebody pick me up?
Well, I've got a legal obligation. Okay. You're here.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Okay. No, today you're going to be arrested for public intoxication. Okay.
Well, she got off really well because, like, she could have gotten, endangering minors and shit like that. They also could have gotten her for driving to school while drunk, since she's there and drunk.
Please don't do this. I will have my sister come get me.
I don't write the laws.
And I will resign. I
Well,
would
that's gonna
resign
be,
and
that,
not,
that's something you're gonna discuss with the administration here, that I've made my decision. Okay. Um,
Good, you should be
Zero
arrested.
tolerance. Okay.
I would just like to know who reported, like, and I did not drink today.
Well, I'm
That's
gonna
what
tell
I
you
mean.
from a legal standpoint, when people call in and report a crime, of any crime, we're not in the business of telling people who made the report.
I know.
You are not going to arrest me, milk or cream.
So you're taking me to county.
And it's gonna be a municipal charge. I'm not gonna run it through the district court. It'll be through the city of Tecumseh. It'll be a municipal charge of public intoxication. Okay.
In terms of your employment here, Jennifer, we can't move forward with you being a teacher here any longer.
Okay.
If you want to resign, that's your option. If you choose not to, though, I would be forced to go to the board and ask for your termination based on the outcome of today. So, anytime
I would like to resign.
there may be
You got one?
the state mail Department of Education will be involved in revoking your certification as well. That'll be up to them.
Get her driver's license. Did somebody report her personal?
Can I,
You got it right
can
here.
I not be like handcuffed out, please? I'm not gonna run on you.
Well, I know that.
It's
But it
just
is,
my-
the police department operates under policies and procedures, and I can't treat you any more different than anybody else.
Yes, Jay Gamer, that is absolutely right. That's where discretion comes into play. If the cop is having a bad day or you do something to make them do more paperwork, they will throw as many charges as possible at you. Or if you just piss them off. Yeah. Don't piss off cops.
Or we're setting ourselves up for liability.
That's
Okay.
fine. But it's
Now,
just,
I'm not gonna run you down the hallways and page you through.
my child is in the 3rd grade hall.
Where's the classroom window at? It doesn't face out to this parking lot right here?
I don't
No?
know.
Okay, we'll be okay then.
Oh, Milk, she is drunk at 8:45 in the morning at an elementary school. She's a teacher and a former CPS worker.
Would your ID be in here?
Yeah, I can get
I'll
it.
get it for you. Once you're in custody, we have to search all belongings, okay?
Okay, so we'll quit that one there. And doop. Oh, wrong button. Press that. Go back over here. Hi. Y'all don't need to see my Discord. I'm about to show you something. Hold on. Okay, so Fit and Curvy said that I need cleansing, right? And protections like ASAP. So what had happened was, as you can tell by the PayPal pool, I'm going through a time, right? And it just so happens that the same time that I'm going through this time, right before I started streaming, see that picture right there? That picture? Yeah. That was hanging on the wall right beside my bed. And it almost hit my face when it fell. So that's why Fit says that I need protections. Yeah, right before Labor Day, bitch. What the fuck? Why? Like this is the time that I have been having. But you know what? I am still in a great mood. I am still optimistic. I have the PayPal pool and stuff set up if y'all want to lend a hand to all of the shit that is going on. So, yeah. Anyway, moving along. Yeah, I do need a cleansing. I know. I'm aware. I'm going through it. I'm going through. Yes, I'm okay. Don't worry, Sydney. Like, it scared the fuck out of me, but I'm fine. I'm alive. It didn't hit me in the face. Okay, so going from the topic of a terrible teacher that should not have been at school drunk, we're going to go to another terrible topic. And we're going to talk about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. And by extension, we're also going to talk about Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp and a little bit of Wilmer Valderrama. Because this thing happened recently in which all of the letters that were written by them like got released to the public. Which, I mean, they were all, in defense of Danny Masterson, which isn't great. It's not great. So we're going to look at those letters, and we're going to talk about why they are so problematic. Let me get them set up. Hold on. Probably should have had these pulled up like right before this, but I had everything in the folder all nicely organized. So at least there's that. Hopefully I don't lag out too bad opening all of these tabs. No, almost forgot. Deborah Jo Rupp. Now, for those that don't know, Kurtwood Smith played Red Foreman on that 70s show, and Deborah Jo Rupp played Kitty. Yes, Wilmer Valderrama being with Demi Moore. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Don't worry. The only good person that's left from that cast is Topher Grace. His name is actually, Christopher. But honestly, he feels like a Topher. So that's pretty much all I've known him as for years. So we'll actually start with Kurtwood Smith. There it is. Okay. So, context for those that don't know, Danny Masterson played Hyde on that 70s show. Danny Masterson was convicted of the R word forcibly. Multiple people. Danny Masterson's castmates from that 70s show wrote letters of support, character letters, in the hopes that the judge would be lenient in sentencing. He ended up being sentenced 30 to life. Technically it was 15 and 15, but they have to be served consecutively, so like 30 to life. Now, let's read these letters. So, my name is Kurtwood Smith. I have been a professional actor for 57 years, the last 43 years working primarily in film and television. It is as an actor that I came to know Danny Masterson. I should mention that I am aware that Danny has been convicted of 2 counts of forcible R stuff and is awaiting sentencing. I have known Danny since the spring of 1998 when we began filming the television show That 70s Show. We worked on the show for 8 years, and I consider Danny to be a good friend. Our friendship revolved around work. Primarily because of our age difference, we didn't socialize much outside of work, but I saw him every day on the job, whether we had scenes together or not. I believe Danny to be a wonderful actor. In working together, I always found him to be prepared, inventive, and responsive to suggestions from the director, myself, and other actors. Danny was also very enjoyable to be around. He has a quick wit and a good sense of humor. I always looked forward to working on scenes with Danny. I should mention that he was extremely popular with the crew. He was usually the first actor to learn every crew member's name, what their job was, and how it related to his job. Danny was the leader among his contemporaries in the cast. He was a tad older and much more experience, and he took that position seriously. During the 8 years we did the show, we never had the problem some other shows had with their younger cast members. After the show ended in 2006, I didn't see much of Danny except for occasional events until almost 10 years later when I began playing a recurring character on The Ranch. The Ranch being the Netflix show that starred Danny Masterson, Ashton Kutcher, Kurtwood Smith, Wilmer Valderrama was in it. Yeah, you get the gist. Danny was one of the stars of the show. I was happy to be working with him again. It was also great to see his family. If you know Danny, you know his family. I have known his parents and younger brothers and sisters since we started work on that 70s show. They are a very close-knit family. They seem to care very much for each other and work to help one another succeed. They're Scientologists. Danny was now married and the father of a beautiful little girl. It was a treat to spend some time with him at work and to be around him and his family. I had met his wife while we were still shooting that 70s show, although they were not married at the time. I found that Danny treated all women on the show with respect. Not only the women in the cast, but the women on the crew as well. It was my observation that he treated the woman he married in a respectful and loving way. Later, when we were working on The Ranch, I was aware that not only were they a happy couple, but he was a wonderful father to his daughter. I had the opportunity to watch Danny with his daughter. At the time, she was maybe 2 or 3 years old. It was so clear how much he loved her and how delighted he was with her. He was so patient and easygoing with her. At one point, when she became fussy, he joked with her and made faces, and she calmed down and was laughing. She clearly loved her daddy. I consider Danny a talented, hard-working, giving actor. I have viewed him being respectful and considerate to those he has worked with. He has been a leader and positive force among his peers. He has seemed loving and caring, not only towards his wife and daughter, but his family at large. For all the reasons I have mentioned, I consider myself fortunate to have had Danny Masterson in my life. Sincerely yours, Kurtwood Smith. Now, a bunch of people, when they cover the letters, they don't talk about the letters from Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp. Even if Masterson did do good things in life and was generous to friends and family, it's too bad he didn't extend that generosity to those he assaulted. Yes. And that is a shame, and there is more to discuss with this one. So that was Kurtwood's. Now, this is Deborah Jo Rupp's. Instead of reading you the whole thing like I did with Kurtwood's, well, now, she starts out, the fact that she's 72 years old, she's writing on behalf of Danny, she's known him since 1998, and she is aware that he is convicted of 2 counts of that, and though it is so hard to wrap her head around it, she respects the law and the court. She always has. That is a terrible way to start a letter for this. Don't do that. Because she followed it up immediately with, but I would like to tell you about the young man I know. You know that he did this, but your whole butt here makes it seem like you don't respect the people that suffered. Yeah. She talked about how, everyone respected him, made sure that he told them, like, hey, you shouldn't do any drugs. None of us can do drugs because of the nature of the show. We can't do drugs. We can't be in the tabloids. Mind you, please remember, he's a Scientologist. He's a Scientologist. He had to make that pact with his buddies because he couldn't be on tabloids in a negative light because he's a Scientologist. He has to keep his good standing. Also, he was, doing things to people. Like, oh, Danny called an Uber for Deborah Jo and paid for it and escorted her out of places whenever she came to visit him and see him and do things with him. Danny always showed up to support his castmates. Danny went to Wilmer Valderrama's high school graduation. She knows his family. She knows his brothers, and oh man, Danny loved music. It's all just mushy gushy bullshit. Thank you for allowing me to tell you about the Danny Masterson that I love. I just read this letter back. It's so hard for me to express on paper, but I understand that he is facing a lengthy sentence, and I really wanted to tell you about these moments. He would take the time to do it for me. Deborah Jo Rupp, would you forcibly do that to someone? Would you? He would take the time to do it. Do you intend on doing terrible things to people? Like, are you just afraid of backlash? From like Scientology or something? Jesus. Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. All right, so Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher wrote his letter, starting it out with, he's an actor, investor, philanthropist, and most importantly, a father. Now, something that you need to know about Ashton Kutcher and his philanthropy. Ashton Kutcher is the co-founder of an organization called Thorn. The organization in question used to be DNA something, I can't remember the last part of it, but he founded it with Demi Moore. And the reason they founded it is because apparently they watched a documentary on child sex trafficking that was happening in Cambodia, and were just appalled to learn that it happens in the U.S., so they started this organization. Okay. Now, after Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher split, Ashton Kutcher, they agreed to stay co-founders and changed the name to Thorn. After that, Thorn started working with really fucking shady, Silicon Valley, startups and shit. And apparently, they've also teamed up with the CIA. Now, that wouldn't, in and of itself, be an issue if it weren't for this. Now, I should preface this with, this is not pretty. This is not good information to know. These are FOIA requested papers. Okay? And in this, because these are CIA agents. CIA agents. Okay? On 23rd May 2017, the OIG received a referral from someone of an allegation involving agency contractor assigned to a location, and alleges that he used his agency internet network to post, converse, solicit, and engage with sexual activities with female, and alleges that he engaged in conversations of a sexual nature with both teenage females and other females whose ages were unknown. But that's not all. There's others. Oh, look at that. On 13 May 2013, CIA Office of Security informed the OIG investigation staff that during 2 separate interviews, a contract currently working for them made admissions of viewing potential CSA on U.S. government computer systems sometime between 2004 and 2006, and again sometime between 2009 and 2011. They admitted to viewing regular porn on it too. Said that he may have viewed CSA. They decided to investigate. You want to know what happened? What happened? He was fired. That's it. Wasn't charged. He was just fired. 30th July 2010. It was reported to the OIG. An agency employee had viewed CSA on a U.S. government laptop. Reportedly, he made the admission that he used it for females ages 10 to 16. They did an investigation. They found that not only did he do it in college, but he continued to do it on his personal computer, and found that he also used the government computer to view it. Those video clips were downloaded. He was fired. That's it. Oh, look. Approximately 5 instances in which it depicted individuals between the ages of 14 and 16. Yeah. These are CIA agents. These are the type of people that Ashton Kutcher's Thorn are working with. That is problematic in and of itself. So, for Ashton to call himself a philanthropist and like all of that stuff is going on, sir, you're doing like there's too much shady shit right there. Like there's no other way. There's no fucking way. By the way, for anyone that would like to look at that in their own time to read through those FOIA requested documents, there's a link. Just for transparency, so y'all know. Like it's a whole thing. Now, Ashton says that he attributes not falling into the typical Hollywood life of drugs to Danny. Because again, Danny was Scientology. Danny didn't want to look bad because his co-stars were doing all this stuff. Anytime we were to meet someone or interact with someone who was on drugs or did drugs, he made it clear that that wouldn't be a good person to be friends with. And for me, that was an implication that if I were to do drugs, he wouldn't want to be friends with me. Good, don't be friends with him. Don't be friends with him. Danny had his daughter a year before I had mine. He set a standard of being a hands-on dad. Again, Scientology. Nothing to do with him being a good father. That's everything to do with him not wanting to put a bad image on Scientology. Especially since they worked so hard to cover up all the shit he was charged with. I never saw my friend be anything other than the guy I have described. Because he showed you what he wanted you to see. It's the whole fucking point. While I am aware that the judgment has been cast as guilty on 2 counts of by force, and the victims have a great desire for justice, I hope that my testament to his character is taken into consideration in sentencing. I do not believe he is an ongoing harm to society, and having his daughter raised without a present father would be a tertiary injustice in and of itself. Thank you for taking the time to read this. It would be an injustice for her to grow up with a father that thinks it's okay to do those types of things. It would be an injustice for her to grow up with a father who would drug women, who knows what he would teach her is okay, right? And then you've got Mila. And Mila spends her entire thing talking about how, he taught her how to focus, not do drugs, not do anything terrible. He was the best big brother ever. He was an outstanding role model, an outstanding friend. His role as a husband and father to his daughter has been nothing short of extraordinary. As a father, he leads by example, instilling in her values that reflect integrity, compassion, and respect for others. He has a profound sense of responsibility and care, grace and empathy in every situation. In conclusion, I wholeheartedly vouch for Danny Masterson's exceptional character and the tremendous positive influence he has had on me and the people around him. His dedication to leading a drug-free life and the genuine care he extends to others makes him an outstanding role model and friend. Your husband runs an anti-trafficking organization. And your bestie is convicted on 2 counts of forcible R-wording. And your friend Wilmer Valderrama dated Demi Lovato when she was 18. And he was in his 30s. And before that, he dated Lindsay Lohan when she had just turned 18 and he was 24. And he dated Mandy Moore, who was 16 when he was 20. He has a track record of grooming. Oh, and then you also want to support, your bestie, who is this wonderful, upstanding guy. But, I have a question, though. Just throwing this out here.
You know what's funny is when she was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19.
Hold on, let me get it set up. Because this is, running through this laptop is absolutely terrible. But, you know what? We're going to make do. We're doing our best. Hang on. Haha. But is this y'all? In this interview, this is y'all, right?
You know what's funny is when she was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like slightly illegal,
That's
right?
probably your first kiss ever, right?
It was my first kiss. What's someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. This was like a second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
Let me tell you what happened.
No. Okay, so I've never kissed a guy. So I was so. I mean, Ashton's attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh, don't worry." So I was like, "Okay." Then Danny goes and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really. Okay, Dan.
That's your bestie. That's an upstanding dude that encouraged a 19-year-old to stick his tongue in the mouth of a 14-year-old. Her first ever kiss, mind you. It was going to be filmed for television. That's who you're going to stick up for. Matthew? Ashton wants to be this, profound person to help children, but like.
Hi, my name is Mila Quinnis, and I'm from That 70 Show, and you're watching In the Crease TV.
Hi, I'm Ashton Kutcher, and I'm from That 70 Show TV, That 70 Show too.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm doing this It's not because I think in the crease is good, but because Josh told me Mila would sit on my lap was like.
She was 16. He was 21.
It feels good.
That you? That you? Being weird with your underage co-star? Yeah, I really wanted to touch on that real quick. Because it's like, that's fucking gross, dude. It gets really fucking gross. I think in certain instances, it is absolutely just necessary to separate the art from the artist. But when so many members of a certain form of art are supporting, and so many artists are supporting one who does something so terrible, and don't even acknowledge the impact that it has on the victims, and has had on the victims for years, for decades, that is an issue. I can no longer separate the art from the artist in that instance. It's too much. Especially Wilmer Valderrama. How dare you, sir? Serial groomer. No wonder you were doing lame Yo Mama joke TV shows on MTV2. Not even main MTV. You weren't good enough. Okay. So, now that all the bad stuff's out of the way, let's watch some educational videos. Shall we? It seems like a much better thing to do. We're going to go with a good one. It's called When Should I Marry? So let's let them teach you from the 50s when you should marry. Where's Mud? He'd love this. This is how he learned when he should marry. Turn this down some. There we go. The music's catchy, not gonna lie.
Well. How do you do, Pat?
How do you do, Dr. Howell?
Hello, Jim.
Hello, sir.
Nice to see you both. I hope I haven't kept you waiting. Well, won't you sit down?
Her dress is really cute, but it just looks like it's really, really stiff.
Now, tell me, what can I do to help you?
Well, Dr. Hamilton, Jim and I want to get married. Our parents think we're too young. I'm 18 and Jim's 19.
Are y'all sure y'all are 18 and 19? Are you really sure? You look like you're like 23 and 27.
It's okay with our folks if we get married, sir. But they say we ought to wait a year or so.
No, quit. Go away.
We come and
What are you
talk
doing?
to you about it.
Stop it.
Oh, we've been going together for 2
Oh
years.
my god.
We love each other. As far as we're concerned, we can...
I dislike this
Tell me a
computer so
little more
much. Oh
about
my god.
yourself.
I'm gonna like throw it out window.
You're 18, you said.
Throw it out window.
Jim, you're 19. You've both finished high school, I suppose.
Yes, I graduated last year and Jim graduated 2 years ago.
And we're both working, sir. Between us, we have a pretty good income.
We've even been able to save some money.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I've been thinking of going back to school to take an engineering degree. It'd be tough going for a while, but in the long run, we'd know we'd be a lot better off.
We have enough money saved to pay Jim's school expenses for at least the first year.
And we could live on Pat's salary.
And Jim could work summers to make some extra money.
Man. Why are you sitting down asking this dude? It sounds like you guys are way more planned out in this 1950s video than the vast majority of people in their 30s are right now. For real. I have no clue what I'm doing with my life anymore.
We're sure we could do it, Dr. Hamilton.
You know, you're not the first couple that have come to me and asked, when's the best time to get married? I think the best way to answer that is to tell you about another couple whom I married and know quite well. Of course, everyone's situation is different. But Betty and Bert Matthews are in many ways like you.
Betty
They're
and
a little
Bert.
older, perhaps. But Bert decided that he wanted to go back to college. And this presented certain problems. Betty had finished 2 years of college and had been in love 2 or 3 times before.
Oh, no.
When she married Bert, he was 23. Bert had graduated from college 2 years before, but he decided he wanted to go back and get a law degree. Betty encouraged him to go ahead. And together they planned to spend 3 more years at the university. Bert was able to get a small educational loan to help them, but for 3 years they were mainly supported by Betty. She took an office job.
Is it me or does that look like the same couple just with different hairstyles and clothes? They're the same people, right? I'm not crazy.
Hi.
Hi. I'm beat. The international law exam today was no joke.
Oh, don't worry, you made it.
I hope so. I didn't know I'll have to study all summer. It means no money for us.
Oh, no.
One of the girls at the office asked us to a party tomorrow night.
A party?
Fun. It's ages since we've been anywhere, and we can come home early. What do you say?
Look, honey, I know you haven't been out for a long time, but these exams are tough for me. I've got to keep plugging.
Friendly reminder that if you have exams and stuff coming up, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to go out and do something and reset your brain, basically. If you study too much, then you're going to short circuit yourself. It's not going to be pleasant.
Wait till exams are over. Then we'll really blow. We'll go somewhere and dance.
Sure. Well, I'll tell Babs tomorrow we can't go.
Poor Babs. Bert, Betty, and Babs. Bert, Betty, and Babs. Okay.
I'm sorry. But you knew we decided...
Now, I've got something to apologize for. I felt so good when Babs asked me. I bought an Irish linen tablecloth with 8 dinner napkins. I'm so sick and tired of that old plastic one.
8 napkins. When do you think we're going to have a banquet for 8 people? How much does it cost?
Well, I got it on sale.
Girl, what's it matter? You're spending all the money on your education. Let the woman have her towels or napkins.
Just $9.95.
$10? Do you realize I've been saving up a quarter at a time to buy a textbook on civil law for $8? And you go and shoot $10 on a useless tablecloth.
Maybe it's useless to you. You don't care what kind of a slum we live in. Well, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm glad I bought it. It'll be the one nice thing in this whole dump.
Look, let's have dinner, shall we? Maybe I can get some studying done.
Aww. Bro, if your problems are $10 napkins, you probably shouldn't have gotten married. Or maybe y'all should seek counseling. Man, they're very quiet. I would think that $10 would be like less than what should be put out. Hold on. Car down payment 1950s. No, it would have been more. To put down on a car. Monthly payments would have been like $10 to $20 a month. And cars cost, average cost was $2,210. The median family income was $3,319. Fascinating. The more you know. Thanks for pointing that out, Milk. I wouldn't have even thought about that. Don't you be knocking down those clothes. Those were clean. What is wrong with you?
Thanks for your usual help and cooperation.
I suppose it's absolutely essential for you to hang wet, dripping clothes exactly over the spot where I happen to be studying.
It happens to be essential because there's no other place. In fact, there's no place to put anything. And now that you're in the mood to complain, I'd like to ask you how in the world we ever got ourselves into this mess.
Oh. Not gonna lie, her outfit's really cute.
Pete's sake, Betty, I thought you were in this with me.
Get it together, Bert. She's struggling.
Most of the time I'm glad we're doing this together. But sometimes everything seems to gang up. That stupid tablecloth, I guess it made me feel guilty.
Aww.
Sort of jumpy myself lately.
Ladies, if he makes you feel guilty over a tablecloth, that's a sign of a bigger problem. Y'all should really go speak to someone. Like, for real. Get the stress out there. Talk to someone that's a non-biased third party. You know?
All this studying and exams.
Take care of your mentals.
Don't worry about the tablecloth. I'll tell you what. I'll pick up the wash and you make us some coffee. And we'll use the tablecloth.
Aww. How sweet.
Gee, they sound like us.
They are you.
I'd still rather spend those years together.
You know, Jim, you should at least consider the possibility that you might not be able to finish school. Oh, I don't mean that you wouldn't be able to handle the exams, but one of you might take sick. And then you'd need that money that you've been saving for school.
Oh, yeah.
You might have a baby, and then Pat wouldn't be able to work for a while.
You mean having a wife might mean Jim couldn't go on with his education?
That means more to me than anything. Something happened while I was at school, and I had to quit.
Damn, she pointed out that misogyny right there. You mean, if you had a wife, you wouldn't be able to continue with school.
Well, I'd quit, that's all.
It'd be all my fault.
Well, then again, there are special problems in young marriages. When you're a little older, you'll have had more experience in living. And sometimes that extra experience makes the going a little easier.
That's what my mother says.
Let me tell you about another young couple. Helen and Hal were only 17 when I married. Hal had finished high school, and then he joined the army.
Whoever wrote this just used the most generic names they could possibly find. And why does each of a couple, like, why do they have names with the same first letter? Why?
Army for 2 years to get his military service out of the way. He asked Helen to marry him a week before he entered the army. Now that suited Helen just fine. She and Hal had been going steady for a year.
They were going
I
steady.
think she was tired of being the baby of the family, with too many restrictions, she said. She thought that with Hal in the army, it would be a good time to get married. And I think that Hal was the kind of person who wanted to get away from family restrictions, too. Married life was pretty tough for Helen. She lived in a succession of strange towns, moving around the country to be near Hal. Then the baby arrived, a year and a half after they were married.
Huh? I'll bet I picked it up 1,000 times. I'll bet I have.
Right after Hal was discharged, he got a job in a furniture factory. He was very talented in manual skills.
Happy birthday, honey.
What is all this?
Well, it isn't every day you have a birthday, is it?
I mean, look, let's be real. The only thing that you're going to get from a military man is trauma. Okay?
And guess what? I made it myself.
Well, it's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't afford to buy you a birthday present like last year. But then last year I didn't make you a cake. Maybe next year you can have both.
It's the most beautiful birthday cake I ever had.
Oh, I almost forgot. I've got another surprise.
What?
We're going to have a party. I've asked Alan, Marilyn, and Hank and Sally. They're coming over about 7:30 for dessert. We'll have the cake and some ice cream.
Well, gee, that's swell. I haven't seen him since high school.
Oh, everything's swell.
Where'd you get the flowers, honey?
Oh, I bought them.
They cost a lot of money, honey.
$3.50. But it's your birthday, isn't it? I borrowed $5 from the landlady.
I don't think you should borrow money from the landlady, Helen.
Oh, don't be so stuffy. We have to have some fun, don't we?
Oh my God, never borrow money from your landlord. What the fuck?
And besides, we can pay her back next payday.
Yeah, except rent's due next payday. It's always slim going that week. Well, what about the baby?
She'll be all right with the screen around her crib.
Well, I guess it's okay.
She was trying to do something nice for you, man.
Do me a favor. Stop worrying just for tonight.
I would really, really like for them to say that there is no good time to get married.
Food.
Like at the end of this, I think that'd be ideal.
Oh, Hal, here they are.
Yeah.
There they are, Hal. Go, do the thing.
Hi. Hi. Come on in. Hey, Sally. Marilyn. How are you? Well, hey.
50's dresses were so cute.
Oh, Helen.
Baby. I haven't.
This is the sweetest thing, Sally.
This is just a big old PSA for quit being horny. Yes. It's exactly what it is. My statement still stands, y'all. Military men equal trauma. Don't do it.
She's a darling. Where's her room, Helen? Well, she sleeps here with us.
At least so I've been told. Like, I know way too many women that are like divorced from military dudes, and they're like, never marry him. Never marry him. Like, you can be in a long-term partnership with someone in the military, but you can't marry.
Of course, we hope to get a
I know you are, Milky. Need to work on that.
bigger place soon. Helen, you're so lucky to have such a lovely baby. It must be lots of fun to be a mother. In some ways. But it sure does tie you down. Now tell me, what's happened to you? We haven't seen anyone in ages. Good night, Susie. Well, Sally and I just finished our second year of college. We were downtown yesterday buying some new clothes. She's going to stay, too. Remember when we used to shop at the sales together, Helen? You used to find some of the cutest clothes. I always thought you were one of the best dressed girls in school.
Let's reminisce about high school. Milk, don't stick your dick in the electrical socket, my guy. That's not where it goes. Milk, are you okay? No, you don't have to see what happens. You don't. There's an option called don't. Don't is an option. You blame your hormone imbalance, J Gamer? Yeah. Yeah. Really? You're in a space right now? No. I couldn't tell. Get it together, Milky.
Sure, I'm going to Southwestern. You know, I got into the Army in a way, too, Hal. I enrolled in the ROTC at college. I'll be, second Louis when I get out.
I never got to be anything more than a PFC.
He looked wonderful in his uniform, just...
Let's see. Also watch The Love Witch. Mob hated it, but he thinks you'd love it. Because, yeah, we tend to have the same like in a lot of shows and movies. So, yes, I will definitely check it out.
All the guys in the ROTC took 2 weeks camp duty this summer. It was great.
Guess that kind of camp life could be pretty good.
Oh, sure. The rest of the summer, I worked at the service station here in town. I got myself a second-hand car with the money I made. Boy, is it nice to have a car of your own.
Boy, is it nice to have a car.
I guess so.
Well, the 4 of us are driving down the beach tomorrow night for a picnic. Hey, why don't you two come with us, huh? Just like the old days. We haven't seen you for a long time.
That's a terrific idea. Well, I don't think we can, Sally. There's a baby, you know. Why don't you get a babysitter?
You know how much that costs?
Oh, yes, I hadn't thought of that.
Oh my god. That poor girl.
Say, Al, what are you doing with yourself these days? You work all summer like Hank?
No, I've been...
Okay, I have to skip past this. This is heartbreaking for me. Because you know what? I was a young mom. Young parenthood just... I don't want to relive that. Let's see what old guy has to say about when is the right time to get married. Let's see. Get back to it. Go from there.
He takes that electronics course.
Gee, you sure make marriage sound pretty tough, Dr. Hamilton.
I certainly didn't mean to do that. Both these marriages have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
You know, when young people come and ask me, should we get married now? I usually ask them a few questions first, like, have you known each other long enough to be sure that you're choosing the right person?
So why tell those stories? Why'd you tell them stories? Why? Oh my god. You couldn't have just gotten to this part.
Can you take on the responsibilities of a marriage, such as earning and saving money and managing a home? If you married now, would you be cutting off a career before you had a chance to get started on it? And there is another question, even more important than the others. Are you grown up enough to handle all the things that can happen in a marriage? I mean, the ups and downs, the emotional upsets, the disappointments.
Good questions.
Well,
Solid questions.
I think we are.
I do, too. Oh, Dr. Hamilton, we are ready to get married, aren't we?
Well, nobody can tell you that, Pat. It all depends on what you want out of life. If you get married young, you may realize many dreams, satisfy some desires right away, perhaps. But it often means that you will have to sacrifice other satisfactions that may be even more important to you.
No, that's actually solid advice. Like that, this video should be remade, like some of the other ones that we've seen, because that's solid advice. It's good to know.
You'll have to figure it out for yourself. Only you can answer When should I marry?
Yeah, that was solid. I'm okay with that. That was good. I liked that one. That was nice. Okay. It was not Reefer Madness, Wilson. And with that, it's been about an hour and a half. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to be up for work at 5:45. Before we head out, as always, in the description, you will find links to the Petty Fam. You'll find links to the Stream Pervs. You will find the LinkTree of Things for me. You will find my master list of U.S. resources, including LGBTQIA+ resources, domestic violence resources, reproductive health resources. All the things, they're there. Be sure to do that. Pinned at the top, and will stay pinned at the top, also found in the description, is the link to the PayPal pool. If you would like to help, by all means, please do. We did not reach the final goal tonight, which means no habaneros will be eaten. Thank fuck. I knew we wouldn't. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone that has helped, by the way. I greatly appreciate all of you. Also, huge shout out to Fit and Curvy that's going to help me with cleansing and protections because I obviously fucking need them. Alright, you guys. Good night. Y'all have a good one. I will see y'all tomorrow and we'll do more of the same.